What's going on, world? Marky Mr. Fuel checking in. Breaking the sweat with you guys today. It's just a vibe. I just really wanted to spend some time with whoever jumps on this live to kick it with me. I just finished working out and I'm going for this walk. I'm just walking back to the house. It's about a 2-mile walk from the park to the house where I train at. So it's a good warm up, and then walking back to the house is a good cool down. Sometimes I'll do intervals where I'll walk and I'll jog some, and then walk, jog some, walk, jog some, just to switch up the frequency. But all in all, just the morning vibe. While I was walking, I was thinking about how sometimes your circumstances can be so overwhelming to where you just want to say, fuck it. Right? Throw in the towel on life. Throw your hat down on life like, man, I'm done with this. I was thinking about that. I know a lot of people get defeated by their circumstances. They get defeated by the illusion of whatever life is showing them. You know? Like some people let the outside world determine how they feel on the inside. If that makes sense. They let the things around them affect them. So the goal is to try to give you some keynotes that you could use to help you protect your energy, protect your peace. Because I really do believe that if something costs you your peace, then it's too expensive. I'm a firm believer of that. So once something is causing you to be unbalanced or disrupted, upset, like it's stealing your joy and it's external, that shit is too expensive. We can't afford that. That's the only thing that you cannot afford. Something that costs you your peace. So how do you break that? How do you dodge that stuff? How do you stay bigger than your circumstances? Right? How do you do that? Now I'm going to tell you off rip that it's not really easy. It's not really easy. But at the same time, most things that are worth it are not easy. Right? Most things that are worth it are not easy. Most things. Some things are really easy. Or at least very simple. And as long as you can just do what's proven to work, everything works out. But that being said, how do you stay bigger than your circumstances? How do you not let every single thing that happens to you break you? Because they say you can tell the size of a man by the things that gets him down. You can tell the size of a man by the things that gets him down. So what upsets you? What frustrates you? What gets you to say, you know what? I'm going to start dropping some F-bombs and screaming from the top of my lungs or whatever. Right? Does it just take somebody cutting you off in traffic? Is that all it takes to piss you off? Does it just take somebody not letting you in traffic? Like, man, this a-hole won't let me in the next lane. Is that all it takes? Like, what does it take you? You who's watching me right now, what does it take to piss you off? So important. Personally, when I was younger, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but now, back in the day when I was younger, I had a temper. Now, when I say I had a temper, it wasn't a short temper, meaning I wasn't short fused. It wasn't like some little thing could piss me off and now I'm seeing red. Not like that. When I say I had a temper, meaning when I got upset, if for some reason you were able to get me upset, when I hit that level, I would lose it. I would see red. Like, I don't care about what you're talking about, who's around me, who sees me. Completely ignorant. I was completely ignorant. As a matter of fact, I remember being at my job. You know, I used to work for dealerships back in the day when I used to work a 9 to 5. I used to work at a dealership. I was working at this BMW dealership in the parts department. And I remember my wholesale manager at the time, I don't remember what the quarrel was about, But what I do remember was him putting his hand on me. Right? So we weren't irate, we weren't yelling or anything, but he was just telling me. And at this time, I was very insecure. I was insecure about my age, right? I was insecure about people judging me for how old I was. And I say that because, I was the youngest person in the vicinity of people who were at least 10 years or older. By the time I was making six figures, I was 19, 20 years old. And the next person next to me in this particular building doing the same thing I was doing, I'm 19, 20, dude was like 36. So I was always insecure about my age and how I'm being treated and so on and so forth, right? People are going to think I can't do what I can do because I'm too young, blah, blah, blah. Either way, we got into a little quarrel. Gentleman put his finger on me. He said, you, something, something. When he put his hand on me, it was like a trigger. That was it. So now I'm in uniform. I'm at work. I'm clocked in. And I became an ignorant person. Don't you put your effing hands on me. Are you crazy? You crazy? Put your hands on me. Don't effing touch me. I'll knock you the F out. Blah, blah, blah. All this crap. And at the time, it felt great. I'm just feeding into my rage, feeding into that negative energy that this dude pulled out of me. Not saying it's his fault, but he pulled it out of me. Right? And this is important because activity like that, right? Activity like that, action like that will have people looking at you like you got three heads. Now I get it. Some of you looking at this is like, I don't care what nobody says. Ain't nobody going to disrespect me, right? Nobody going to violate me. Nobody going to blah, 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 blah. Keep thinking like that and it's going to keep you in the box that you're in. I promise you. So if I could redo that situation, again, I would think about what pisses me off. What about him putting his hand on me really upset me? Like, why was my ego attacked when he touched me, right? He didn't suplex me. He didn't punch me in the face. This is important. So you can tell the size of a man by the things that gets him down, the things that upsets him. And I'm telling you, if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive because generally what happens after you volcano, what happens after you erupt, what happens after you react instead of responding, what happens next is usually not best. And you can't really take my word for that. You just have to know. Think about a time when you lost your cool. Think about a time when you said something too soon. Think about a time when you reacted to a situation instead of taking your time to think about it and respond. And you'll know that I'm right. Right? You'll know what I'm saying. And if you don't agree, just comment. Just comment below. Say, no, I don't believe that. Like, let's talk. I just want to have a conversation. Like I said, I'm just here to vibe with whoever joins. Right? So if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. So here's the next thing. Like, how do you keep things from taking your peace? How do you stay bigger than your circumstances? And really, the biggest and one of the best things I know, because people will say, yo, stay positive. Just keep a positive mindset. Well, how do you keep a positive mindset if your children are hungry? How do you keep a positive mindset when you're late on your rent? How do you keep a positive mindset when you're late on your mortgage? How do you keep a positive mindset when you're facing foreclosure? How do you keep a positive mindset when your mother's in a hospital? How do you keep a positive mindset when your uncle just died? How do you keep a positive mindset when you just lost your job? How do you keep all this kind of negative shit that you can think of? How do you keep a positive mindset when you're dealing with all of that? Right? Because some people say, man, just keep a positive mindset. Once again, that's not easy to do. It's easy after practice because you start to realize bigger things, meaning you start to understand bigger things than your circumstances. What do I mean? And if you don't, you need to get there. So what do I mean? How do you stay bigger than your circumstances? How do you make sure things don't take away your peace? And one of the best ways I know is to have goals. You need to have goals. You need to have things that you're going for. You need to have a reason for being. You need to have a reason for life. So for some people, they say that's their children. Their children is their reason for running. Their children is the reason why they wake up in the morning. A lot of people, I talk to a lot of mothers. I'm saying, what motivates you? What gets you going in the morning? Why do you get up and do what you do? And they say, yo, my children. I know it's easy to say that because everybody loves their children, right? But this is important. So you want to have goals. So what are your goals? That's a question for you. What are your goals? What makes you get up and go out? Because goals stand for go out and live. So what makes you get up and go out and live? This is so important. When you have goals, especially when your goals are big, right? When you have goals, that means that when you get a flat tire, right? When you're driving to work and your tire's flat, you don't lose your mind. You don't get super annoyed or frustrated because you have a goal that's bigger than this situation. Wow. Wow, I'm going to say that again. That's so important because I know somebody just got on this who needed to hear that. Right, Joy? This is important. You need to have a goal bigger than what you're going through. If whatever you're going through is the biggest thing ever, then you already lost. So what am I saying? Let's say your goal is, I don't know your goal, but let's say your goal is to make $20,000 a month by this time next year. That's your goal. I want to be making someone's annual income every 30 days by this time next year. So this is your goal, $20,000 a month. So how do you keep your peace from getting stolen when you're waking up every day, going for this $20,000 a month? When you get up every day and you pray to whoever you pray to, and you have a balanced lifestyle, maybe you work out, maybe you run, whatever it is that you're doing throughout your day, you're going for $20,000 a month. This is one of your goals, right? So how do you keep your peace when the BS shows up? Well, you have to decide, is this BS that has showed up bigger than my goal? It's that simple. It's that simple. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's that simple. So let's play a scenario. You're driving to work. Now, I don't know many jobs that'll pay you $20,000 a month, but let's say you're driving to work. And while you're driving to work, you're at the red light, minding your business, and somebody rear ends you. God forbid. Somebody rear ends you. Oh, no. Now you're about to be late. Now you got to call a tow truck and all kind of good jazz. Oh, my God. This is a very sucky situation. Here's what you got to do. Because there's crazy people out there like this, believe it or not. Like, the wealthiest people in the world, they think crazy. They're crazy. Meaning they're out of their mind. Because you have to be out of your mind to get different results. Because this mind that you have now has got you all the results that you're experiencing today. So you need to be out of that mind to get different results. Wealthy people, fucking nuts. What do I mean? They get rear-ended. First of all, they're going to understand that this didn't happen for nothing. So there's something they could learn or something they could get out of being rear-ended. I know that sounds crazy, but this is the crazy thing. So right now I'm not talking to everybody. I'm only talking to the people who are going for well. Okay? They get rear-ended. They're probably like, man, this person was supposed to rear-end me because I was supposed to meet him. Maybe I got rear-ended because if I went down the road, I would have gotten a worse wreck and lost my life. Maybe I got rear-ended because I wasn't supposed to see a certain person today at the job, and this is how it had to happen. Whatever it is, this is how wealthy people think. They're nuts. That's the first thing. The next thing is, you have to decide, is the fact that I got rear-ended going to keep me from making $20,000 a month by this time next year? Oh! This is serious. Why? Because if it's not going to matter in 5 years, it shouldn't matter more than 5 minutes. Crazy philosophy that I live by. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, then it shouldn't matter longer than 5 minutes. That's it. So is whatever happening to you going to keep you from accomplishing your goals? That's all you need to think about. Is whatever happening to me now going to keep me from going where I'm going? And this is how you protect your peace. This is how you keep things from costing you too much. All right? So that being said, I'm going to chill with that. I don't want to overcook the grits. Hopefully you got some value from this and you're able to use something that I said and use it in your world. Get some fuel so you can live your best life. All right? If you have any comments on that, I would love to know. Right? If you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, slap the bell for notifications, and let's just stay in touch. Because I'm always putting information out there that I know everybody won't get value from, just the right people. And all I'm looking for is the right people. Right? So that being said, I love you. I will see you at the bank or the beach. You be blessed. Peace.